Hey, what's going on everyone? Syrian here, and I'm bringing you another episode of Chaos Reigns. This is actually some of my old Black Ops 2 footage from back in the day when I could actually get regular games of Black Ops 2 and even regular games of Nukejacked. Those were the times. Anyway, I'm basically just making this video to talk about a few things, let you guys know what's been going on. I know I haven't uploaded a lot in, well, quite a while. Basically, I have had very little opportunity to play these sort of shooters, and it's really frustrating to me, but new CoD coming out soon, and he is hoping that it's going to fare a bit better than, well, particularly than Infinite Warfare, but also than Black Ops 3. So first things first, it has just been announced that CoD WW2 is in fact getting a PC beta. We don't actually know when it's going to be, or like how far ahead of the actual release it will be, but it has been confirmed by a Sledgehammer employee that PC is in fact getting a beta. So, as you can imagine, I am definitely going to be playing that when it comes out. I'm not going to be playing the beta on PS4. So a question I get asked all the time is, you know, are you gonna, you're gonna get a Zim 4 and play on PS4, you know, play the beta, mouse and keyboard, or you're just gonna play it with a controller or whatever. I'm not a controller FPS player. I never have been. I'd probably be fucking awful with a controller on COD. And I would never... Well, I want to say I will never use a Zim 4 to play a PC or like a keyboard and mouse FPS on console, because I think that's, first of all, having to contend with all the console related things like 60 FPS cap and enemies all having aim assist, blah blah blah. That's not something I want to have to deal with. But on top of that, I just see it as a really... I couldn't take my own gameplay seriously if I did, because you use a Zim 4 on console, you're playing with keyboard and mouse style input, and you're getting aim assist, and you're playing people who, in general, aren't going to be doing the same thing as you. They're just going to be playing normally with a controller. It's just not even close to fair, and I don't know. I just, it doesn't sit right with me, so I would never do it for that reason and for a multitude of other reasons. But that's one of the big ones. Anyway, so PC beta I will definitely be looking into, of course. As for the PS4 beta, or whatever the hell else it's coming out on first, it'll be good to get like some looks at what the gameplay looks like, you know, what the maps seem to look like, etc. But ultimately we won't really know anything too much about how the game will play on PC until the actual PC beta comes out. We remember that Black Ops 3 on PC and console is quite a different beast, and that's just how it always is. But yeah, so far, everything I've seen about CoD WW2 looks pretty good to me. I really, I've never been one to jump on bandwagon hate trains, and I didn't for Infinite Warfare. I thought Infinite Warfare was a solid CoD that had a reputation it didn't deserve for whatever reasons, probably largely to do with people were just sick of jetpack CoDs, and IW had a bad reputation from Ghosts. But beyond that, you know, like I said, I didn't jump on that hate train. I want to say since I've grown up, I've never been guilty of just jumping on the hate trains without actually ever experiencing something for myself. I don't like it when other people do that. It's something that really bothers me, something that really annoys me, when people just hate on something because it's trendy and because everyone else is doing it. Most of the time people do it without even realizing. But anyway, World War II, everything I've seen about it, like, I think it looks very visually appealing. I want to say it's actually, from what I've seen, it's actually the most visually appealing CoD that I have, well, of all the CoDs, because I've seen gameplay from all of them, and I honestly think World War II looks like graphically and aesthetically, I think it looks fantastic. I think the sound design seems really good from what I've heard as well, because the guns all sound like actual guns and not like tin cans or fucking like, I don't know what was wrong with the sound design in Black Ops 3, but they royally fucked something up. Those gun sounds were the worst gun sounds of any COD I've played. So yeah, from that point of view, World War II looks pretty good. What remains to be seen, though, is whether there is any, like, those things are kind of superficial when it comes to COD. You have, you've got your people when they play COD, they're not usually asking how the graphics are or how things look or sound or whatever, even though those things do help, when they're good. Like Black Ops 2 sounds and looks good, so that, and on top of that is just an excellent COD in general. But it being an excellent COD comes first and foremost, and whether World War II will be a good COD or not doesn't depend on whether it's boots on the ground or whether it's, World War II era or whatever, whatever other or how the graphics look or whatever other superficial things that people like to get hung up on for seemingly no reason. Like, in general, what makes a COD good or bad for me is, like, how does it flow? Are the spawns good? How's the weapon balance? How are the streaks? And, on PC especially, how does the game run? How is the mouse input? And are there dedicated servers and a good anti-cheat? Infinite Warfare, for some reason, didn't have dedicated servers in my region, and that obviously contributed somewhat to me not being able to play it very much. Sledgehammer's only previous COD is Advanced Warfare, and that game launched on PC without dedicated servers, but then about a month or two, I think, after release, it actually got full-on dedicated servers, and was a much more pleasant experience afterwards as a result. So, I don't want to get my hopes up too much, because the last COD I was super hopeful for was Black Ops 3, and we know how that turned out, but if this game has dedicated servers, and because it's a Sledgehammer COD, I'm pretty much expecting guaranteed 90 FPS cap and nothing you can do about it sort of thing, because that's how every Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward COD has been since Modern Warfare 2 on PC. I can deal with a 90 FPS cap, so for me, if the game has dedicated servers, runs at a solid 90 FPS, good anti-cheat, then from then on, all it has to do is like have good maps, gun balance, and flow well, and we'll have another fantastic COD on our hands. At this point, another Black Ops 2 would be a real godsend, but we're probably, realistically, if Treyarch is going to pull out another masterpiece like this, it's going to have to come from Treyarch, because some of the things that made Black Ops 2 so good were just how good the port was, how well it ran, and like, I don't know, how much it seemed that they cared back then. I don't know what happened with Black Ops 3. I'm willing to chalk that up as a growing pains with trying to fix issues with their engines or something, and just hope that their next game is a much better port. But for this coming COD, we're just going to have to probably deal with 90 FPS, which, like I said, I can deal with, as long as all the other stuff in it is, well, at least decent. Anyway, that's about all I wanted to say. Part of the reason I haven't been able to play games like this is because I live in AU, and long-time viewers will know this. It's a well-told story. Live in AU, population's pathetic. It's hard to find games pretty much no matter where you go. No matter what game you go to, and even at the best of times on release, you see the same people over and over again. The game very quickly dies out because AU problems. To that end, I am looking at moving to the US. It's a work in progress. I have to wait for fucking USCIS to get back to me about my application. Best case scenario is it's still like, realistically, it's probably still like 6+ months away. When that happens, though, I might actually be able to play COD like super regularly again, even if World War II for some reason flops. But So yeah, that's all in the future. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to say for this video. I ended up talking for quite a lot longer than I actually expected I would, but what can you do? Anyway, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the mad feeds. Hope you enjoyed the COD again. Hope you're looking forward to more with World War II. And I'm hoping I'll be able to be along for that ride. So, yeah. See you there.